I mean, that's not how you. That's not how you drive a car.
Don't put it in.
Don't put it in. What? Oh shit.
Why did Elsie blow up?
Why did Els blow up?
What did you do, Shad? What did you do, Shad? Shad, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do, Shad?
Oh, the
King of the loser!
Shit, I'm out. I'm just.
Elsie's like, I want to jump.
They're all just trying to do their own thing. You don't get this game. It's about teamwork. You're all just doing your own thing. Love my height. Wait.
What can I say? I just love a good sausage.
You didn't go. You didn't. Ah, you've clearly fixed that. You can't reach him. Oh, you. Listen here, brother. Oh my god.
Or you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Oh shit! I've got double chin, guys. Where did that come from? Zenithal, I know, right? I didn't think we'd reach 300. Sorry, boss. I haven't been paid to work today. Yo, do you want me just to go? Just go. Hi everybody. Hey guys, how are we doing? Hi guys, what are we up to today? 800 subs. Guys, thank you so much. I never, ever. Jesus.
I'm feeling your bottom. Before I go, do you want to hold that, Shad?
No, fuck it.
All right then.
What's going on, everybody? I'm here with AverageShad. Welcome to GGWP episode 5. We are here and I am super excited. Oh, thank you. Good start. Thank you very much, Unholy Lord. Yes, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. If you do not know what GGWP is, we've done 5 episodes of this. Where the fuck you been? But at the same time... it's a very straightforward podcast that we're doing. We're going to be talking to our beautiful guest, AverageShad, today, and we're going to be talking about how gaming has influenced his life and his journey throughout content creation, maybe even profession, with a very unique focus on a specific year that has been picked out by Shad, which shall be discussed at a later time. But Shad, over to you. Tell these beautiful folks who you are. Over to you, man.
Hey guys, I'm AverageShad. I have been streaming for 5 years. I've recently become a Kick partner, so woohoo! But previously, my background's in IT. I did IT for 17 years, as well as I ran a photography company as well for 9 years, which was meant to be my path as going to a photographer, but I ended up COVID happened, and I ended up here. Hi. So yeah, that's about me.
Oops, I'm behind the camera now. just turn it around. How tell us a little bit more about photography, because obviously what encouraged you to do photography to begin with, just out of interest, because that must have been if that fits into your general story somehow. I'm just curious as to whether or not there is any sort of ties on that, but I'm just really interested to know.
I'll try and give the bullet points. Basically, it kind of started with me and the missus went to New York, and I booked a trip on top to go to Niagara Falls. She didn't know about it. That's where I was going to propose. And my boss turned around and said, "Oh, you need to get a shot of the Niagara Falls at night." And I was like, "Oh yeah, but you know when you take a picture on your phone, how'd you get it all lit up and stuff?" And he told me about long exposures. I was like, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" And he told me, you put it on a tripod and it opens the shutter for like whatever, however long, and that brings all the light in. So I started reading up about it. Anyway, got myself a nice little camera, went to Niagara Falls, got one of those gorilla pod things that hook onto the railings, and yeah, took like some nice shots at night, and then I started doing like light trails, on the motorways and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I started doing all that, and I started getting really into it, and then that was me. Rabbit hole. When I get in a rabbit hole, that's me. Massive rabbit hole.
It sounds like it.
Well, that progressed on to weddings, and that was where the company went, the 9-year company. But personally, I'm actually a massive aviation geek, and my passion is photographing fighter jets.
Yeah.
So, you find me up a hill in the middle of Wales, just photographing fighter jets below me, which is quite cool.
Oh, that's really interesting. What a lovely little story. What a lovely little story. Just like sort of set it all up there. Oh, that's really good.
I've even done a photo shoot with the Red Arrows.
Ooh, I was a very big fan of. I'm a big fan of the Red Arrows. From where I used to live, it was a very. They were constantly just training overhead, and it was really good. You'd see them. I would argue that I saw them sort of like once a month, easy, and
cool.
like you'd always just see them just zipping around and having a good time. Shad is my go-to for photography. Look at that, and he's amazing.
We were talking about this like 2 hours ago.
Oh, I see how it is. Fair enough. Oh man. Okay. Cool. So obviously we sort of have we sort of have an idea of who Shad is. There's a lot of people in this chat already that kind of know who AverageShad is and like what you do in terms of streaming and stuff. But I'm wondering whether or not you know what you would do in a situation where you had a weekend to yourself and you had infinite money and you had no attachments to worry about, and what you'd do with a perfect weekend. What is a perfect Shad weekend?
I think I just kind of answered my own question when I was talking about aviation photography, because believe it or not, you can actually go, or you can pay to go on trips around the world, different places in the world for air shows. And the days before and the days after, it costs a lot of money, a couple of grand. Like, and you go over and you go up in, they call them sky caravans, and the back comes out and you're all strapped in, and you get your cameras, and the fighter jet comes up like 5 meters from you, and just floats right behind the plane, and you get like close up pictures and all that and stuff like that. And that is kind of. I mean, you wouldn't need unlimited money. It was something I was planning to do, but just never got around to it. But that's kind of probably something I tie in.
That genuinely sounds scary as shit. I don't know, but at the same time, amazing.
Look, one of my things is I want to go wing walking, and everyone looks at me like, well, what? I was like, the only thing that's stopping me is because I'm a big guy. You need me a twig. And I was like, it's 300 quid to go down to the flying circus, and you just strap me to the top of a plane and up you go. And I'm like, mate, let's go, where we're going. I was like, I would honestly love to do that. And everyone's just like, mate, you're mental. I was like, why? What? No. It's cool.
That honestly, that just sounds like a great time. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd be shit scared because it's going to be one of those things where I imagine you get on the plane and be like, let's do this. And then you get up there and you'd be like,
starts going.
Why did I do this? Yeah. Oh, good, he's going upside down.
Because the other thing you can do as well, and there's places all around the world, mainly Russia, so I probably wouldn't do it anymore, but you can go up in fighter jets, like they take you up in like some old fighter jets, but I'm not trusting Russians in a Russian fighter jet. Just whatever is going on,
I don't know how I feel about the way you started that conversation. I don't trust. It's like I was like,
you know what I mean?
Excuse me, sir. That's brave.
Let me just remove my foot from my.
Get the foot from mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fine, my guy. That is absolutely fine. Incredible. So as per the usual, I'm keeping it real for you. I haven't completely broken everything up for you. I thought about it, but then I was like, no, I'm not going to be completely mean. Especially after, by the way, actually, before I do go any further, I jumped into this guy's stream the other night, and there he is talking about doing GGWP with us, and it's great to see.
Listening.
Yeah, obviously, I'm everywhere, but he's just there being like, oh, I'm fully prepared. I've got a really good idea of what things I'm going to talk about, and I know the questions. And I was this close to just changing everything and just being like, everything is going to be fucked up now.
As soon as your name popped up in chat, I was like, that's it. It's all gone now.
I could have done, but I'm not going to. And because I do want to know what your two truths and a lie would be. Because by the sounds of things, you've apparently got some really good ones. And I'm wondering whether or not your memory is still there to tell us what you were thinking of at the time the other day.
Okay, what you want to do now?
Yeah, man. Give me, like, tell us, because
Right.
I know the chat is going to be interested in what two truths and one lie is going to look like.
Right. The name Shad comes from an old internet handle that I used to have called the Dark Shadow.
Okay.
So if that's not a lie, then I'm never going to live that down. What was I going to say? I trade stocks and shares in crypto.
Okay.
I do that quite on a regular basis. And also, my old band had a song in a PS3 racing game.
Interesting. I don't know if you've ever been in a band before, but yeah, like that's an interesting one. I do think that the first one could actually be accurate. I think the first one that sort of seems to be good. Can we know the game? Probably afterwards. Then I
I
would.
can tell you the game.
You can tell me the game. Go on then.
MX versus AVT Alive.
Oh, okie dokie.
Everyone's off to Google.
Dylan knows the answer, so that's apparently a thing. I know one of the three is true for sure.
I was going to say, I think if you know me, then yeah, you're going to know what the lie is. But
so I think I get the feeling, like, I mean, some people like Chad's saying like stocks and shares is the lie, and I'm sort of interested to take up on that one. That is what my gut it basically went with, was stocks and shares being the lie. So I'm gonna stick with that.
okay,
That's my guess. Stocks and
That your
shares is the
answer?
lie. Yeah, that's my answer.
Nope.
Oh,
not the lie.
damn. Okay, go on then. Tell us what was the lie.
So I tried to stick close to the truth because I was in a band, but we didn't have a song in a game.
Right,
My mate's
okay, all
band
right,
did,
fair
but
dues.
I didn't.
Yo, Echoes Nation, holy cow. Hell of a raid. Oh my god. Nice. And also that is honestly outstanding. Much appreciated. And I didn't know that you'd been in a band.
Yeah, I didn't think you would know that. I've had a lot of past. Yeah, I play guitar. Been in a few bands and stuff. I actually used to run a record label.
What?
As well, so
You used to run a record label?
exactly.
What the
So
hell?
just quite. I used to be part. I used to run gig nights and bands and promotions and all that. And we had one of the biggest battle of the bands in the Northwest. We used to have it sponsored by all the kind of big music label. My friend was the owner of a music shop, so I had all the contacts. And we actually got Monster Energy to sponsor it as well.
Really?
And they were down with them. Yeah. I've got videos of it and stuff like that. They came down with the monster truck. They put fridges in the backstage rooms and stuff. And from that, this was back when no one knew how to get on iTunes and all that kind of stuff. But I knew it cost money.
Yeah.
And there was websites you could sign up and you put all the details and you basically buy a barcode and stuff. So I started as a prize for the winners of the competitions. I'll give them like a year distribution. And then before I knew it, I started making friends in other bands, and I'd say, "Tell you what, I'll invest some money in you. I'll sign you." You know.
Yeah.
and
That's
and
wild,
yeah,
man.
had about for about 4 years. I had about 7 bands.
Fair enough. Holy cow.
And I'm actually it's quite
Still
ironically
jealous of
one
your
of them
flag?
still
That's what someone's saying. Still jealous of your flag?
a flag. That's a TV.
That's a TV. I don't.
It's a moving flag. I don't know. That's the only thing I
That's
can
the
think
movie.
of.
I'm not entirely sure. I was just reading. Like I just glanced down and saw what Kez put there. Also, welcome in Echoes Nation and everybody from your community. Thank you very much.
Unless Kez means my Foo Fighters flag.
Do you have a Foo Fighters flag?
So the first gig I ever went to was Glasgow Green back in 2000, and Dave Grohl, I had this big Scotland flag, and Dave Grohl came down and ran up, and he's like, "Oh, can I have your flag?" And I was like, there you go." He ran along the bottom, back up on stage, and he put the cane in his teeth with a flag dangling down,
Yeah.
and sang, "This is a call." And then afterwards, he left it on stage, and I'm like, after the gig, obviously all the roadies were taking all the stuff, and I'm screaming, "I want my flag! I want my flag!"
Yeah.
And they took it all backstage. And the guy came running out and goes, "There you go." And I sat there and I didn't even think. And one guy next to me says, "Have you checked it?" I was like, "What do you mean if I checked it?" He's like, "Check it." And I opened it up and it's signed by the full band.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Please, do you have it in that room?
Not in this room, no.
Oh man.
I just remember I was telling the story like a month ago or something, so Kez must remember it from then.
Yeah. Oh my god. What an absolute that is huge, man. That is genuinely huge.
Do you know what? I was fuming it because Glasgow Green, it was it 2 weekends or two nights, and on TV they always gave this. They were second to headlining, and they always gave them like 2 songs on TV, and I thought, oh, like I'll be on TV. But it was Oasis's last gig in Scotland.
Yeah.
And they gave them 4 songs, and they gave Foo Fighters 1 song, and I wasn't on it, and I was raging.
Oh man. That is like such a good claim on that, man. I love that. Oh, class. Absolutely class. Lucky bastard. Damn. These guys get it. These guys absolutely get it. Goodness
Of course,
me.
they're not all with us anymore, so
Yeah. Yeah. It's very true. What's that? Please say it's on your wall above your headboard.
I'm not even going to say anything. No, it's not. It's not.
It's on the ceiling above the bed. Is it actually?
Yeah. No, it's not. No. Can you imagine? Just as I go to bed.
That's so the fact you deadpan like just straight off the bat there. I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah. Just like, good night, Dave. Yeah.
Good night, Dave. Good knowing you, mate. Oh, class. All right, okay. So as you know, before we started everything off tonight, you were sent like a little checklist of a few things you needed to do. One of them was Dylan. One of these things. One of these things was picking a year.
Right. Yep.
There you go. It's a little checklist. It's a very small checklist, but you had one. One of them was picking a year, and there was a good reason for that year. Do you want to tell folks what year you picked?
1993.
That's an interesting year, considering Cuppy picked 1992 and was the last sort of person on as well. So we've actually like followed on really nicely here, and it ties in quite well to a few things. But before we do that, why did you decide to pick 1993 as your like pivotal year? Why was that such a big year for you?
So although in my recent life, apart from very recent gaming, hasn't been a massive part. When I was young, gaming was a massive part of my life. My dad used to be self-employed, and the guy that he worked with was crazy mad. We had every console going. One of my fondest and youngest memories was me and my dad playing Super Mario Kart on the SNES, and it's one of my fondest memories. I just remember whooping his butt so much, and then he got the money out, and I don't know what age I was at the time, but he got the money. He's like, "Go on, right, $5, bet him, right, double or quits, bet him, tenner," and he kept going double or quits, And I was dead young at the time, and I got up to
Yeah.
120 quid. And he was just like, go on, double or quits. Wasn't that? Because at some point he's got to win,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm just like, I go up to 120 quid. He's go on, double or quits. And I just went, nah, took the money, stood up and walked away. But it was, I think it was probably the only game that me and my dad ever played together.
All right. Okay.
Like that was not for any other reasons apart from me. He was busy. He was a dad, and you know. But that was like for me. That's always like the most fondest memory of gaming,
Yeah.
and that's why I kind of went straight to that when you asked me.
Fair enough. I like that memory, and you know, I think that's a really precious little thing to hold on to as well, because like it's an important piece, and you don't really like. There's not too many memories that really grip quite like that, and I
Yeah.
like that. Like that is such a lovely little piece. Was it? I know you're saying that obviously you know it wasn't very often that you got to do that. Was there any other games that you ever got a chance to do? Like, have you got a chance to play together or anything along those lines?
There probably was, but nothing memorable. Like I say, I was young,
Yeah.
but nothing memorable. There was like, so I don't know if you, as a gamer, I don't know if anyone out there knows of the is it the Atari Jaguar?
Yeah, I know the
And
Jaguar. Yeah,
yeah. Well, there was only 12 in the UK,
I know of
and
them.
I
I
had
don't say
one.
I ever had. You had one. God
That's
damn.
like I say, the guy that my dad worked with, he knew everything, and
Yeah.
he could get anything, and we got one, and we didn't necessarily play it together, but I remember setting up, and I remember playing it, and I remember the game that was on it was meant to be the worst game on it.
Mm.
So my dad went, and it was really good, and my dad went and bought like 5 other games that were really expensive, and they were all terrible. Like the first game that came with it was like the best, so we
Yeah.
ended up selling it. But
Fair enough.
so I do remember like playing, and there was stuff like the Commodore. My sister had a Commodore 64,
Mm.
and I remember sitting with him, and it used to be the old tapes, and I don't know where he got them from, but he had like a suitcase or a briefcase full of games,
Mm.
and he just sat one weekend and he recorded like tape to tape, recorded all these games. So maybe not playing games, but I do remember like he was into games when he was younger. He just didn't have as much time
Yeah.
when he was a dad to kind of like get into actually playing them. You know, he was a busy guy. He drove, he was deliveries, and he was always out. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah,
A busy person, but
yeah.
yeah, I can.
It's only when you get older you kind of, you know, when you think your parents are like you don't realize that money worries and all this kind of thing, and then you look back at
You
your
don't think
history and
about it.
realize I look back in certain times and realize that when my dad was getting up at 6 in the morning, I didn't see him to midnight.
Mm.
There was a reason for that, because he was working every hour he could just to put food on the table.
Yep.
I
Putting
didn't
food on the
realize
plate,
that.
yeah.
You know, he used to come back with he used to work for Menzies, the
Yeah.
magazine distributor,
Yep.
and they used to have a bin. If there's any defects in the magazines, they throw them out in the bin. And they used to always turn a blind eye, and all the lorry drivers used to just dive in the bin and quickly just take whatever they could. And like, and my sister would get all the kind of girly magazines, my mum would get all the kind of house home magazines, and I'd get all the gaming magazines, you know. And
Yeah.
so like I say, gaming was part of my childhood, and with my dad as well, just not always multiplayer gaming type thing.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Apart from that one, you know, that one time.
Yeah. Nope, that's fair. And that's a good time. That's a genuinely a good time, man. Like if you're enjoying it and you have that, you don't ever think too hard on what happens around you as a kid. Like even I've got like a few deep memories of moments where I was just like, oh, well, why couldn't we do more of this? And I didn't even think about it, if I'm being honest with you. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Like I say, as a child, you didn't. That's for sure. So yeah, it's a bit of a. It's just one of those things, I guess. All right. So I've got a bunch of facts, like I normally do. I've got some random facts that I've pulled together to go along with your year. So here's an interesting one. Do you want to do gaming facts or do you want to do non-gaming facts first? I'm just curious.
Go for non-gaming facts.
We're gonna go non-gaming, yeah? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna throw some bits at you. I'm gonna see whether or not you can kind of I mean, this part isn't obviously, this isn't the trivia part or anything along those lines, but I'm just interested in if you can maybe answer a few of these random facts for your year. This is quite a fun one. Do you happen to know there was a film that nearly grossed $1 billion that came out in 1993? One particular film that really changed the world as we know it, specifically surrounding a particular set of creatures.
Gremlins?
No, not quite. If Gremlins
You
had
said
made a
critters.
creatures, let's say things that were alive a little while ago.
Dinosaurs.
Could be.
What? I don't know. I feel like I'm getting further away now.
You
You give me clues.
No,
I'm
you
just
be-
getting worse and worse.
You're on the right mark. You're on the right mark there.
Oh, Jurassic Park.
Yes. The first Jurassic Park came out in 1993 and genuinely blew up everything because it absolutely exploded as a thing. And like I say,
Do
Go
you
on.
know you have just literally triggered a memory as well?
Okay, shoot, fire away.
Do you know that was the only film that I also went to see with my mum and dad?
Mm.
We went as a family to see Jurassic Park at the cinema.
It was an amazing film.
That was weird. you just, they all tied in.
Just pulling them memories, man. Pulling them memories. That's what it's about, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah. It's good times, man. Like, it's
Get out
good
of my
times.
head.
Get out of my head. But no, it's that's a really good one. I really like that. There was a song, and here's another one for you. We were talking about this last time actually, and I hadn't put in any like musical facts, sort of like on the on it at all for a very long time, and I just sort of thought to myself that I was like, let's actually like add something. Let's add something new. Let's add something new to this. So I was like, here's some music. Here's a musical fact. There was a particular song that came out. And it was #1 in the charts, and it had an awful lot of love, and it was on the top of the charts for 14 weeks, one of the longest chart-topping singles of all time, and it was a very prominent movie song.
Movie song.
It was used in a movie that was really cool. And it became very well loved very quickly.
I kind of feel I should have brushed up on my 1993 knowledge.
Maybe. But to be fair, remember this.
I was 9.
It's okay. It's all right. But I'm wondering if anybody else knows. It involves somebody who is it's done by a female artist.
That's
Okay,
nothing to me.
it was in the movie The Bodyguard.
Oh right. What? Yep.
And now you have to sing it for us.
And
Yes.
we'll always love you. There we go. Do you know
Yes.
what? As soon as you sang it, I thought I can sing it, but I don't know the name of it.
Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. Yeah,
Fun.
like
I knew that.
that's a crazy one. Absolute crazy one. So here's a kind of 1993 fact, but it was so huge, I genuinely wanted to add this one. Did you know that the World Wide Web was created in 1989, right? That happened in 1989. But the reason I'm putting this down as a 1993 fact is because it became free in 1993. Which
Right.
allowed more people to use it and accelerated its adoption into the world as we know it now. That's a really wild thing, because obviously it was held onto for such a long time at a premium, And once it kind of came out and started doing what it was doing, it became available for everybody. And it was like, oh shit, here we go. And look at us now. And now we get to do things like this.
Yeah, mate. I was lived in that era where, what was it called, a zillennial, where you're old enough to know what a corded phone was, dial-up and stuff like that, but you're young enough to like. I lived through technology, you know, and it's it's weird. It's weird, like looking back to, you know, I used to just run around the woods with my mates every night, you know, and now, I actually took Lucy when we went up to Scotland. I was, oh, come on, there's loads of like nature walks and everything and stuff, blah, blah. And we just went in and it was just all overgrown. There's no paths. I was like, and it just literally, honestly brought it home. Like, all right, kids don't play out nowadays. Do you know?
No, they don't play out nowadays. They're all sat there playing Fortnite.
Just like us.
I mean, yeah. I know. Oh dear. Bottle of Bucky under the bridge.
Nah, it's disgusting stuff.
Yeah.
Bottle of Bucky.
Okay. Nelson Mandela and F.W. de Klerk won the Nobel Peace Prize for their efforts in the apartheid to end apartheid.
Didn't know that. Well, that's what happened.
Yeah, right. Like that's an interesting one. And like that was a wild. Like when I was looking up all of these little bits that happened, I was like, whoa, that was then. I was like, wow. Obviously, you were saying, I think you said you were 9 at the time of 1993. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Fair dues. So, you're a little older than I am. I would have only been 5 at the time. So 93 is still quite a blank space for me. But I still remember certain parts.
Thank God. Yeah. I was just waiting for you to say, I wasn't even born then, but shut up.
Mate, does this face look like it wasn't born then? Behave.
I never make assumptions.
Yeah, well, we're both there, my guy. We're both there. But yeah, it's all good. And the last one involves the Hubble telescope.
Oh.
So we did something with the Hubble telescope. We actually sent a group of people. We sent a group of people up there with some corrective lenses. Because obviously I knew you were really into photography, so when I saw this one, I was like, "This is cool." We went up there to change the lenses to fix its blurry vision, and it allowed us to see the universe in the unprecedented detail that we get now. And obviously not quite now because there's a different one, but we have a much more powerful one up there now. But like, how wild is that we like a full-on mission basically to get up there and be like, all right, guys, I'm just going to put this lens cap on and better just change this real quick.
I doubt the camera is that size, you know.
Same, honestly. I mean, if I ever saw somebody like coming up with like this little thing, like, hang on, let me just get my camera lens cap. Like, you know, wow. I'll just quickly put that back on.
This is how we see deep into space.
And that's how we space.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's good times as well. Okay, you want to go into the gaming ones now?
Go for it.
All right. So this came up in Cuppies. We were talking about a game that introduced the FPS genre, Wolfenstein.
Yes.
Basically came in, blew everybody's minds, and started this brand new thing. ID Software released Doom in 1993. And I am all about that. Doom is one of my all-time favorite games ever. I absolutely love it, and it is one of my games that still like rings true. Did you play Doom much?
I did, but it wasn't like one of my main games. You know, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was more of a Desert Strike, Pilot Wings.
Did you ever play Jeep Police?
You know, no.
Would you play as like a space helicopter kind of thing?
Oh no, yeah. Yeah, I remember that now.
My God, hypervelocity missiles. Oh,
Yeah.
the noise they made. The noise. It rings so many bells, man. So many bells.
Yeah.
What else we got? So last time we spoke about Street Fighter 2 being top of the gaming charts alongside
Right.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Street Fighter 2 was still the best-selling game in 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Continuing its year of success in 92, it remained the top. Like, that game made so much money. I think we worked out that
crazy.
it made, yeah, in its tenure, it's made over 10 billion. That's
It's quite
wild.
funny because when we originally spoke, I do remember saying to you that a lot of my memories in the game and stuff like that actually kind of there's kind, it depends what games and stuff, but some of them came out in Japan like you know almost a year earlier than the UK. So and not only
Exactly.
that, when I was talking about like Super Mario Kart, obviously like 1993 was the year that I remember it
Yeah.
because that's when I got it. I probably got it for Christmas, you know. So yeah, but there were so many, like say Street Fighter and stuff like that. And I think there was a WWF game or WWE game
Yeah,
that was out at the time as well.
It's WWF at the time. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, that was it. I think one of the Bombermans came out. Was it Super Bomberman?
It would have been Super
Remember that.
Bomberman because, and I'm ready, that ties into the Nintendo SNES being the best-selling console of the year in 1993, knocking the Game Boy off the #1 slot for the first time in 3 years.
Wow.
The Game Boy is so good, and the SNES just went different. And I wonder if that's because of a couple of particular games that released on the SNES that that we may end up talking about very soon. Now let's move on to the Mario franchise. Now we have some Mario facts. The Mario franchise made over 700 million, which in inflation is just over $1 billion today, over the year in the US alone. So that's just the US. Imagine what it did in Japan.
Can you imagine?
The facts aren't there. The actual the monetary facts aren't accurate from Japan, unfortunately. They've obviously done as best
They
they
gave
can.
up counting.
They probably did. Yeah, they probably did. But it's absolutely crazy to see how well Mario has done in general and has constantly been providing us with some seriously good games. Super Mario World 2 was something that I used to play a lot on my Game Boy. What a game. But yeah. But I've got
Do you know?
Oh, go on.
I never actually had a Game Boy. You know what I was saying? I had a lot of consoles. A Game Boy was one, and I was never really into the handhelds. So all the handhelds, I never really had any handhelds.
Yeah.
But but when it comes to consoles, I think because my dad had old Ataris, and then we had the Commodore 64, and I remember one Christmas, my sister opened up the Mega Drive,
Yeah.
and she didn't play games, and I was kind of like, went over and I took it off and I went, I think this is for me.
Yeah.
And my mum and dad were like, no, it's your sister's, and I was like, but she doesn't play games. I get the consoles. It's just weird. Yeah.
You're like, but it's mine.
It's mine, yeah. But no, handhelds are one. No, I just never got into them. Never been a fan. Well, not that I'm never been a fan. I just, even nowadays, I've got a phone.
I was just about to say, the main thing now, everyone just uses one of these. Don't they?
I like to separate when I'm not at the PC or not at my console. I want to, I'm doing other stuff. I'm busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's just one of those things, isn't it? But handheld for me was so huge because of the DS and stuff like that. And oh man, it was just one of those things. I can't even begin to think where we would be actually without the sort of tech that we had back then. If you consider the Game Boy and what it did, how long it was popular, and I feel like that's a major thing. If we didn't have that now, we wouldn't have certain things today. if you think about like what I was talking about in the 1992 segment with Copy as well, we discussed that back in, I believe it was the 1992 one. Actually, now that I'm talking out loud, I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right though. That the IBM released the first smartphone. Smartphone, not mobile phone, smartphone.
What say that again? In 92?
In 92.
What was smart about it?
It was the first screen-based phone. Go Google it. Go Google that.
What the?
IBM smartphone, double day.
Was it just a case it never took off back then or something?
It was mainly used in sectors, like in like public sectors and things like that. It wasn't really used that much for it wasn't used for public consumption until around about 94. Right. And that was when it was released out to the public. Like it was designed completely and ready to go in 92, but wasn't released to the public until 94. So
pretty sure it was late 90s and I was still rocking about with a Nokia 3210, you know?
It was the early thousands, mate. I was still playing Snake while I was on the toilet. Just sat there for hours being like, I'm sure I finished ages ago, but I'm just going to keep trying to catch this ball. All right. I've got one more. Hey, I still play Snake. Snake on a toilet works perfectly. Anyway, I've got one more fact, and this one is very impactful, especially for gaming and especially for streaming.
Okay.
NVIDIA Corp was established in April of 93, and look at it now.
That's a fun fact.
Like, I know, right? Like, consider where we'd be if NVIDIA Corp hadn't existed.
We would all be on the other side, AMD.
Yeah. We'd all be AMD, yeah, we'd all be AMD. Like, I wonder, just really quickly, how many people in chat use an NVIDIA card for their PCs, if you have a PC? I'm really interested. Just a show of hands. Like, just press 1 in chat if you use an NVIDIA.
It's kind of like just a show of hands. Now tell me if you put your hand up.
My guy, please. I'm like fucking dribbling here. Come on. I know I'm old, but
but it's kind of like the Android and iPhone debate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You know, AMD or NVIDIA. You know,
it's true. It's very true. It really, really is. Well, those were the facts. Dems be the facts.
Dems be the facts.
Yeah, like I have learned so much doing these.
Yeah, I bet you have.
My brain be knowledgeables. Okay.
It's good though. It's good.
Right, I'm gonna give you the microphone completely and utterly now, because it's now time to talk about your journey. And this is like a comprehensive journey in gaming. I'm really interested. Like, how has gaming shaped you? Like, what has it done for you professionally? What has it done for you, like, you know, mentally, physically? Are you like the highs and lows of it? Give me the journey of AverageShad.
Where do you want me to start?
The beginning. And we'll just work
So
forwards.
I was born in September. No,
I was born in the days when computer weren't real.
Back in days. So I suppose I need to touch on computers in general as well, because like growing up, mum and dad used to run a company, and they had like an old Windows 95 PC, and I always wanted a PC. And unfortunately, we had a house fire years and years back, and when we moved back into the house, we used some of the money to get like a proper PC, and then I got into PC and I got into gaming and that. And I remember when I went to so obviously before then, obviously I had like the SNES and everything. Just as a normal kid, I was just gaming, nothing massive, just like every other kid out there. But yeah, I think when I went to uni, to do IT, and round about the same time, obviously, like a lot of people, I used my money to get like a grant, and I got a grant and stuff, and I got a surround sound system and everything and I used to sit and I think it was PlayStation and then PlayStation 2, and I think it really kind of began with SOCOM, US Navy SEALs.
SOCOM was a good game.
Now, you used to be able to get the network adapter for the PS2, so I got one of them.
Yep.
And we used to play online, and we used to, and who was I talking to the other day in chat? Someone came in, we used to be part of clans, and you used to go on game battles, and you used to arrange your own little battles.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you had to be, you know, be fair and say, oh yeah, they won by this, and you had your own leagues and everything. And so that's kind of where it all started. But my sister would always tell you, so I used to have a room in the loft, and there was no door, there was just like stairs, and then into my sister's room.
Mm.
And then I got this surround sound system. And you just hear me, like, you know, 2 in the morning, says, behind you, get him, shoot him, okay, he's coming up. You know, all this kind of explosions going everywhere and all that. So I suppose really, apart from the childhood gaming, that's kind of where that was like the start of like COD or whatever, you know, you want to kind of go. I didn't really follow the Xbox path. I think
Okay.
because I had a PC, I always kind of went Microsoft is for PCs, and I don't know why. Just I've always been a PlayStation kind of guy, and I had PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and then I kind of went through a bit of a break. I think I kind of like hit the age where I was more interested in like going to the pubs and all that kind of thing and doing other things. So I didn't get a PS4 for a long while. And what actually kind of started, I suppose, my modern day gaming was my sister.
Okay.
Her and her fella got an Xbox One, and they had never really gamed for you know, they didn't even have the internet. They just kind of, you know, so they plugged it all in. They didn't even know consoles needed internet nowadays. So they got it, plugged it on. What do you mean you go on? Like, what? You know, like they finally sorted it all out and everything. And it's like, nah, like, just can't be bothered. You need internet and everything, and sign into this and password. Nah, forget it. You know, so they basically gave it to me. So
Yeah.
I used to work for a wine company, and they basically said, look, get me a case of wine, you can have an Xbox, you know. So and that's what that's literally, and this wasn't that far long ago. This was probably 2017. And I used to just sit there, and I can quite easily get hooked on like one game. And for me that was GTA. I'd just sit there and I'd fly around. I'd get all the jets, and me and my mate would just fly around, and we used it as an excuse just to sit and chat. And we go on 2 or 3 nights a week, and we just sit and chat with our headsets on. We'd sit there at the airport and in the jets, and then anytime anyone went up flying, we'd just kind of take off and go and get them and shoot them. We were those kind of guys, you know. You
Nice.
know? And then fly back to the airport, park up, and like, right, we'll just wait again, you know, just to pass the time. And we happened to get invited to this really crazy random skill race. And I don't know if you've seen me do these crazy races on GTA. And this is what all started. This was a BMX, and you had to know all the kind of glitches and stuff. Like you can fly upside down the bike and all this and stuff.
Oh yeah, the way you sort of like move your
lean
bike.
back and
Yeah.
So we had to learn all this kind of stuff, and I sat there, and all my mates left. Everyone left. I was the only person left in this room, and I sat for 6 hours doing this race because I was just generally like, it was a skill. This is why you see me do all these challenge races and stuff like challenge things, because when it comes back to it, that's, you know, that's where it started. And from then I went, oh right, so I didn't know how to do custom races. I thought it was PC only, like mods and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I found Rockstar, and you favorite all these races. And then I heard about these XA races, the wall flips and all that. I'm like, what's that? And then I discovered, before I started streaming, I was on Facebook for like my band and everything, and loads of reasons photography.
Yeah.
And I started finding a few like streamers and stuff like that. I started watching them, and they were doing all these crazy races and things. So I was like, okay, I started doing them. And I remember just saying to my mate one night, I just said, do you know what? Like, I'm a photographer. I've got cameras. I've got this. I've got that. I've got a PC. I've got a good PC. Like, I might try and stream. I might just go live and just
See what happens.
Yeah, see what happens. And this
Yeah.
was just this was at the start of lockdown. And I went, do you know what? I'm sat at the PC. I said to the missus, look, I might move the console next door. Is that all right? She's like, yeah. So I was like, oh, it just means I won't be in the living room like gaming, because she likes to like just chill while I'm gaming and stuff. And I was like, oh, it just means I'll be in the office kind of thing. Because bearing in mind, this was actually a photo studio.
Yeah.
originally. When we bought this house, this room was a photo studio.
Honestly, when you told me about your photography background, it genuinely made sense about you having like a specific room for like media.
Mhm.
So it kind of makes sense.
There's still above that TV in the back. There's still like the bar with the paper and all that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
on both my walls are still the mounts for the lights to come out and stuff. So
Yeah.
I technically still can do photo shoots and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, I just went, yeah, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. And Facebook was my platform of choice at the time. It really was, honestly, without a word of a lie. It was a hidden gem that no one knew about. Because it was a social media platform. So Facebook could easily just push thousands of people your way one night just because they wanted to. And I just started, and I thought I might make enough for a couple of beers every month. Yeah, I said to my mate, I'll go live and we'll just sit and just do what we're doing. And if people watch, people watch. Mate, it was just I always remember the first guy that kind of like donated to me and stuff and things. And this is how we met Dylan. Dylan just appeared at the middle of nowhere as well one night. He's like, I've been following you for a while. Dropped a bunch of money and then disappeared for like another 2 months. And I was like, who was that guy? Honestly, I remember it was about Christmas time, and I always remember it was 1,400 stars, which I think was it 1,400 or 14,000? I can't remember. It was like 140 quid,
Yeah.
and I was like,
That's a lot of money.
yeah, I was like, mate, what the hell? I was like, can't believe this. And then he disappeared, and then 2 months later he came back. Oh, I've still been watching, I've been lurking and all that. I was like, okay, and then it just went from there. My love for gaming was. You kind of need to understand me as a person as well. The fact that I turn all my hobbies into a business. I don't know why. I just do because I think businesses are a hobby for me.
Yeah.
If you look back at all my past history, photography and bands and stuff like that and everything, and then trading and all, I enjoy the business side of it, and this just became the newest version of it. And I always remember, and there was one guy that got me, that really made me pull the trigger on streaming. And why his name, Harris Heller. There we go. If you know who Harris Heller is.
Yep.
So I watched a video with him, and he was saying about the platforms, and he literally, one thing stuck in my head, and he said, look, Twitch, if you go to Twitch, it's really, really hard. But if you can make it on Twitch, the ceiling's massive. The ceiling is just like forever. But if you go to like somewhere like Facebook, you can gain traction pretty fast, but you might find yourself kind of limited. But then don't get me wrong, you can probably make you if you put the time in, you could quite easily get to the point where you can make a living, you can pay your bills with a little bit of work. And that stuck in my head, and that kind of, throughout this time, I think one of the major factors was the fact of COVID. Not just for the followers, but for COVID. For the fact that I was working from home doing IT, I was getting up and I was sitting on my PC from 8 in to like midnight, like working and gaming and stuff like that. So it got to the point where I was like, right, the missus had finished uni. She was qualified podiatry and stuff like that. And we always said I supported her for uni. And when the time came right, I was going to leave my job and do photography. So at this point, I was like, what about if I leave like a couple of years early? But instead of doing photography, I do gaming. And she was 100% behind me. Like, yep, no problem. And that's it. We've just never looked back. I got a PC, started PC gaming, and then it just went from there. It just went crazy. And here I am today. Still a Facebook I got partnered on Facebook. I'm still a Facebook partner. I
was gonna happen, man.
Well, like I got partnered in YouTube, and then, like I say, recently I got partnered in Kick. So it was literally a couple of months ago. I was always making the joke. I was always going, right, Facebook, YouTube, Kick, I'm coming for you. And then literally a month later, But yeah, so that's my journey in gaming, quite casual. And then I just decided to stream. When you were talking about the highs and lows, not so much gaming, but definitely streaming. As you're probably aware, streaming can be I always say like no one would like the lows make you want to quit, you know, but the highs you don't get the highs anywhere else, and that's
For
kind of
real.
what's, you know, that's why I've always stuck with it, and my community and my friend, because the community have become my community become my friends and people who I
They become family. Like they genuinely
you
can
know,
become family. Yeah.
even to the point where I'm looking at going to America later this year to, you know, and meet up with a bunch of them and stuff like that and things. And you know, and that was another thing as well. Like even when I was back on Facebook, I remember one birthday and the missus had arranged a big party and I knew nothing about it. So here's me sitting facing where I'm facing now, sitting there on my trucking wheel, and I'm wondering, I'm sitting saying, where is everybody? My chat's a bit quiet and all that. And the missus comes in and she goes like, can you just put your big camera on a minute? I was like, what do you mean? What you talk? What's going on? And I put the big camera on and I could just see people in the background. And I turned around and like Dale, Glenn, everyone, you know, like all my mods and supporters, you know, it was about 10, 15 of them. I was like, oh my God. Like, oh, well, guys, guess what? I'm ending stream. Bye. You know, because they all turned up and like a real like in life rage. You know what I mean? We all went go kart and stuff like that. So it's,
yeah, man.
honestly, bonds are made for life through gaming. You know, it's just crazy. So yeah, that's kind of my journey.
I've got a lot of love for that.
And believe it or not, that's the short version.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Like the cool thing is that like the journey's never like it's never really over either. It's always changing. It's forever evolving. And I mean, you know, you've hit a point. You've hit a point right now as well where you've got your partnerships. You're doing really well, and now it's the next steps for you. It's only onwards and upwards from here, dude. Like,
hopefully.
What do you mean? Hopefully, behave. Shove that shit in the ground, my guy. Like, not the hopefuls. No, we're here for the good times, and you know, like it's just gonna be it's onwards and upwards from here, my guy. Like, I got a lot of love for the stuff you do, and a lot of like our communities are crossed over anyway. But it's there's a reason why we cross over so easily. Couldn't possibly be because you're a good person.
Do you know what? Like, this is something, if you speak to Facebook creators, this is a really strange phenomenon with Facebook. Facebook somehow managed to make everyone feel like they need to stream 8 hours a day to kind of, you know, you're full time. This is what you need. You need to stream 8 hours a day. And I don't know why, but they made you kind of feel like networking's not a thing. Don't network. Yeah. And that was a thing in Facebook. You don't. I always remember someone raided me on Facebook. Oh, cheers, mate. Never met them before. Great. Yeah. I raided them 2 nights later, and I went in as my gamer name, and they said, "Oh, cheers for the raid, mate. Do you mind nipping back out and coming back in your personal profile?" And I was like, "No. Oh, just to dox myself. No, you're all right, mate. Cheers. Thanks. Bye." And Facebook was a weird place, and coming over to Kick, honestly, it took a while. It took a while to readjust and trust people and trust kind of letting your community be everywhere, be wherever they want to be, because they always come, you know, they always come back, you know what I mean? They're always in your stream, but when you're not live, where they're going to be?
Yeah,
you know,
they want to watch games. They want to watch games. They want to do some things.
And it's good to see that now when I go into a lot of streamers, it literally is like all the same communities, you know, and it's good because you instantly you're friends with everyone. You're settled in. You can chat away, even if the streamer's busy in the middle of a game. You can chat with everyone. It's really it's good. It honestly has become, like you say, and I know it sounds cliche, but a family. You know.
Yep.
It does sound cliche, but it's true. You know, Kick fam.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. All right. Yeah. That is a great story, man. Thank you for sharing that. Like I say, I knew I was going to throw you the microphone there, so it was well worth it in the end of that, because that was some really good stuff, man. Thank you so much for sharing.
No problem.
I'm going to start up the next section, and this is usually where chat starts getting really fucking excited because everybody likes this part, except usually the person taking part in it. Woo! It's GGWP. now.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun, dun. Now cue the. I should have had a finger yeah, I should have done that. And I just I just sit here and just casually just turn off the lights kind of situation. And it's like we're here with Average Shad, and he's about to take part in the GGWP trivia section. And maybe next time. But anyway,
Yeah, your next question for one whole English pound.
But so here we go. You might have seen already that the Metacritic higher and lower is not an option again tonight because once again we've picked a date that went way back in time before Metacritic actually existed. So once again we are limited to options. But do you know and do you remember that there is a prize if you are going to be at the top of? Oh God, he didn't know. He hasn't been doing his homework. Okay, anyway. So there is going to be a little prize. We're doing a leaderboard for the trivia. And currently, 3 people are in second place and 1 person is in first. And
Wow.
yeah,
Can I say, is the 3 people in second place if they get nothing?
they've
Right.
got 5. There are 10 points
How many
available.
questions is there?
There are 10 points available because you're going to be you're going to be doing your own game choice, which we haven't even actually talked about yet. And you're going to be doing your own game choice, and then you get to pick between either guess the character or guess the game using the map. So, where would you like to start? Do you want to do your game trivia? Or
Yeah,
do you wanna-
let's get that one out of the way.
All right. Do you want to tell people what game you actually picked?
It's Super Mario Kart for the SNES, 1993.
Yes. Yes, it is. All
My
right.
specialist subject is...
This is your specialist subject. And by the way,
Yes.
and I showed people before, but the winner gets a GGWP cap.
Oh. When did they appear?
Do you know they've been live on my merch store for about a month
Oh, okay.
or something. 100% Marple will win it. Marple not even taking part. Right. Anyway, let's do this. Your first question. How many race courses are there in Super Mario Kart?
Courses or groups of courses?
Courses.
16?
You're going to go with 16, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's actually 20.
Oh, I was
They were-
multiplying by 4. I got one.
There were actually groups of 5, and there were actually groups of 5. It was really interesting because even I thought the same thing, but apparently there were only 3 groups to begin with, and then if you beat all the groups on the CC kind of thing, you unlock the special cup, which was another 5, which included obviously, of course, Rainbow Road.
What annoyed me.
That's okay. That's okay. There's plenty more to come. And it gets interesting from here.
Okay.
Which playable character makes their only appearance of the entire Mario Kart series in Super Mario Kart? This is a strange one because this blew my mind.
Entire Mario Kart series.
Yeah, only ever made 1 appearance.
Oh, I can't think of the popular ones.
Well-
I'm imagining the screen where you pick them all. Mario, Luigi, Princess, Toad, Bowser. Mine's going blank. No, Princess is not on. No, Toad's in all of them.
So this almost is a trick question, but it isn't at all.
Which playable character?
Mm-hmm.
So in other ones, they're not playable.
You'd be right.
But Mario Kart series. See, this is where I've not really played many of the other Mario Kart series.
Well, you see,
So that's why
the
I'm
fact
kind of
is,
failing here.
yeah, the fact is that this character is represented of a fashion in all of them, but not by name. This is genuinely a really interesting one, because unless you've played this particular character and know what they're called, it's a genuinely a rough one.
You're gonna say it, and I'm gonna know it, but no.
Okay, you ready?
No.
DK Jr. So
Donkey Kong Jr. Oh my god.
So DK Jr. It was a really strange one, because even I was like, oh, it's just Donkey Kong. No, it wasn't. It was Donkey Kong Jr. It wasn't actually Donkey Kong, which is mind-blowing, because Donkey Kong's in every other Mario Kart game. Everyone.
Because was there not only 8?
What's that, sorry?
Koopa, there's only 8 characters, so it's not Donkey Kong, is it? Is it Donkey Kong Jr.?
It was never Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong wasn't in it. Donkey Kong Jr. was the one that was in it.
Because Donkey Kong was the equivalent to Bowser. And then you had Koopa and Mushroom, or Toad. Luigi and Princess, and Mario and Luigi.
Well, that's interesting that you talk about that. Let's have a look at your next question, which is how many playable characters are there in Super Mario Kart?
8.
You're going to go with 8?
Yep.
You're exactly right. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, Koopa Troopa Toad, and Donkey Kong Jr.
That annoyed me, Donkey Kong Jr. That annoyed me.
It's so frustrating. But there you go. You're on the board. You're on the board, my guy. You're on the board.
One.
Which month in 1992 did Super Mario Kart release in Japan? You remember the questions get harder as we go along, right?
September?
September, August.
October.
Socktober is not a. It's not a tie.
I'm probably not even right with it either, but it's probably November. Did it come out in the UK earlier? I don't know. I'm just gonna go with September.
You go in September?
I think.
It was August. Oh my god.
Not playing anymore.
You're not playing anymore? That's fair enough. Oh, damn.
Bye.
All right. And now for the pinnacle of the questions for Super Mario Kart. Why was the Japanese version of Super Mario Kart censored in other countries?
Censored in other countries?
Mm-hmm. Other countries censored.
In Japan.
Yep. Other countries censored the game. For what reason?
I've never even known that.
This is a Do you want me to just tell you this one? This is wild.
I have no idea.
Did Daisy show up for Nickers? Not quite, but because Bowser is shown drinking a bottle of champagne and Peach is seen as tipsy in the celebrating races scenes. So she's also depicted as drinking. Basically, the racers were pissed. Goodness me. Like,
no, we don't condone drink driving around here.
We do not. Not at all.
I never knew that. That's something I just never knew.
Insane times. Insane times. Okay. Well, that was 1 point.
Sorry, did you notice you just hit 1,000?
What's that, sorry?
Followers.
What?
You just hit I can just go up on your screen saying you hit 1,000 followers.
I wouldn't know. I've got my screens covered up by trivia questions.
Oh, well, just, yep, okay.
Hey! Thank you very much, folks. Woo! Thank you so much. Thank you so much, folks. Well done. Well done. You're all amazing people. Thank you so much. Anyway, you've got a choice to make. Do you want to do Guess the Game Map Edition, or do you want to do Guess the Character?
See, I think I'd be good at maps, but I want to do Guess the Character.
Take your pick, my guy.
We'll go with. Yeah, I think you might pick different games than me for maps. Games that I'm maybe not familiar with. So we'll go with guess a character.
All right, we're going into characters.
First one's Panda.
Which one's Panda? Okay. Are you ready? Here's your first character. Who's this?
Train your dragon thing? No, it's a dragon. I have it in my head. I don't know the name of it though. It's Spyro? Something? No? Is that the name of it? Spyro?
Hooray! It is indeed Spyro the Dragon.
There we go.
He's on there. He's on there. 1 for 1. Good job, man. 1 for 1. Okay. What do you think about this character? Who do you reckon this could be?
That's definitely Minecraft, no? That's like full quality Minecraft.
What's the character's name?
Holding a lead pipe.
Holding a lead pipe? That's not a lead pipe.
I don't know. Shotgun. Is it Doom? Is it Duke Nukem? Oh, I don't know. Well, he wouldn't be wearing a teal t-shirt with I don't know.
Phil Collins?
Phil Collins.
Do you know what, right?
I can see it coming.
The fact that you know it's Minecraft, I'll accept that. Fuck it. Minecraft is all good.
What's Minecraft? All right, okay.
His name is Steve.
Yeah, I recognise it instantly as Minecraft, but
yeah,
I wouldn't have known the name.
I get you, man. I get you. All right, come on, let's go with the next one, shall we? Who dis?
Is it Among Us? Is it I don't know, but a character name. I mean, I don't know. Looks like Among Us, but they don't have names, do they? There's not a blue. I don't know.
You gonna go with Among Us?
Is that I don't know if I'm allowed to go with that. I don't know.
You're allowed to go with that.
Among Us, yeah.
You need to make a guess. Among Us, it is. We're gonna go with that, yeah. All right, let's see it.
Oh no!
Everyone's like Among Us, and I'm just like, fuck you! It's not.
I knew it'd be something like that. I just didn't think.
This
is why I hate these. I don't mind when I just don't know. Never didn't know. But see, when I'm looking, going, I knew that. I should have got that.
Yeah, I get you.
That is a game I have played.
But believe it or not, it's starting to get harder, man.
Oh,
who's this?
Duck Goose.
I mean,
is that a duck of size?
Think of what game could have a creature like this in.
Is it Duck from Duck Hunt?
Is that your
remember
guess?
That game?
Yes, I know. Of course I know that.
We're kind of in the area of SNES, and it kind of does remind me of the Duck Hunt kind of things. So I have no other idea.
Okay, if you're going to go with that, you're sort of in the right ballpark. But it's Goose from Untitled Goose Game.
I just didn't know that's what it was called.
Look out, he's got a knife! Okay, are you ready for the pinnacle of these questions, my guy? Which character's this?
SpongeBob SquarePants. It's square and it's yellow. Looks like a block of cheese. And it's got the strip at the bottom for his shorts. So it's either that or it's Panda.
It's not Panda. Oh my god.
I haven't. Apart from SpongeBob, I have no idea. I say that I'm trying to think of games with square characters.
I mean, maybe think less of square and more of the color.
Homer Simpson, Bart Simpson.
Yep.
I don't, you know.
Marple is taking full responsibility for this one.
It's always Marple's.
Marple helped me make these.
I apart from a Simpson or SpongeBob, I have no idea.
Come on, what other yellow video game characters are there? Before we continue. If I made one noise, you would be able to understand exactly which character this is.
Sounds like make a noise then go.
I mean, if I do it, you're going to know it, and that's not going to get you a point. I'm trying to give you as many hints as possible.
Well, I'm not going to get a point anyway, so I just want to hear you make the noise.
Oh, it's in my head.
What?
I feel like that was a good noise. What do you guys think in chat? Was that okay?
Is this a Pokemon?
No.
All right. Well, I still don't know for the noise.
All right. Think Atari.
Right.
Come on, he's got to get this. Garforce is saying waka waka waka.
It's square. Are you trying to tell me it's Pac-Man? That is square. There's no mouth. There's no fire. No. You done me dirty there. It's a square. What's the bar at the bottom all about?
That's the gap. I told you that it was difficult. This is meant to be difficult. It was meant to be rock solid, this one. This was classified as one of the hardest ones I had.
Feel like I was cheated in that one.
But thanks for playing that, man.
Ah.
That was, you got like 50 hints. And considering the first one was, don't think about it being square.
Do you know the thing is, as well, I was adamant that I wasn't going to look at chat because I didn't want to cheat. Did anyone say it in chat?
Yes.
Oh, crap.
I believe River, I think River said it was Pac-Man first. I think River said it was Pac-Man first. I might be wrong. But yeah.
Next time I'll just look at chat there.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. Right. Okay, guys.
Are you saving the map ones or for someone else?
Yes. I will save the map ones. Maybe we'll go through it after stream. Anyway, I'm going to come back over to the other screen. We're going to have the sizzle reel again for anybody that missed some of Shad's favorite bits. And I just burped a bit there. I'm so sorry. And we will be back in just a second. Guys, prepare yourself some questions because we'll be doing a few FAQs. So get ready to ask Shad some questions, guys. And we will be back in just a minute. See you soon.
I'm dead.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to starboard.
I mean, that's not how you drive a car.
Don't put it in.
Don't put it in. What? Oh, shit.
Why did Elsa blow up?
Why did Els blow up?
What did you do, Shad? What did you do, Shad? Shad, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do, Shad?
Oh, the
King of the loser!
Shit, I'm out. I'm just.
Elsa's
Elsa's
like, I want to jump.
They're all just trying to do their own thing. You don't get this game. It's about teamwork. You're all just doing your own thing. Love my height. Wait.
What can I say? I just love a good sausage.
You didn't go. You didn't. Ah, You've clearly fixed that. You can't reach him. Oh, you. Listen here, brother. Oh my god.
Or you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Oh shit, I've got double chin, guys. Where did that come from? Zenithal, I know, right? I didn't think we'd reach 300. Sorry, boss. I haven't been paid to work today. Yo, do you want me just to? Do you want me just to go? Just go. Hi, everybody. Hey, guys, how we doing? Hi, guys. What we up to today? 800 subs. Guys, thank you so much. I never, ever, ever. Jesus.
I'm feeling your bottom. Before I go, do you want to hold that, Shad?
No, fuck it.
All right then.
Yeah. We're literally just talking about how we can't stop actually laughing at the clips. We just can't help ourselves.
My hair's growing back though. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys.
It has. Okay. First question. Pineapple on pizza.
Whatever you want.
Do you like it?
Not
Yeah,
fucking-
no.
You can put whatever. I don't like pizza.
Oh, not a pizza fan. Interesting.
No.
All right. Okay.
No.
That's fair enough. Do you believe in Joe Hendry?
I believe yes. He's never off my YouTube now.
Yes.
From my YouTube, guaranteed like 3 out of the 5 shots will be Joe Henry.
Folks, mission accomplished. That's amazing.
That's all came from me come back and watching your stream.
Mate, I can't wait to turn that alert back on. Like I'm gonna be playing Elden Ring at some point very soon, and that's just gonna be screaming in the background while I'm wailing on a boss.
And also,
dear.
if for those who didn't know, my chat are now bugging me because as soon as I watched the video, I knew exactly where it was in Scotland because I'm from there. No, like not everywhere in Scotland, but we literally got Google Maps up and we found the exact hill they did it for. So everyone's like, and I used to make music videos, so everyone's like, yeah, just go recreate it. Yeah, I'll just plan a weekend up to Edinburgh and we'll just refilm the Joe Henry shoot.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it.
God.
Who the fuck deleted Mrs. Fish's pineapple pizza is amazing? That's my missus. Oh, amazing. Okay, do you break spaghetti before you cook it?
No.
Good. Good Lord, if you had done. Dangerous things. It's a small country. How do you not know everyone?
The amount of people that go, oh, you're from Glasgow. Do you know Dave?
Mrs. Ginger says, wait, Shad cooks?
Air fryer? That count? Well, you know, well,
air fryer's fine.
Not spaghetti. Not spaghetti, but
You air fry the spaghetti. That would be grim. That would be so grim. You break my... Garforce just had a message deleted. I break the spaghetti. I don't care. I'm going to call these ones out. Just kidding, Marple. I used to until I knew better. Right. Okay. Let's keep going. How is Cooper?
He's awesome. Cooper might not be Cooper anymore.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Cooper might be Shelley. Or Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle.
But yeah, Cooper's awesome. He's just destroying his tank as always.
Fair enough. Shredding it up.
He just rearranges everything. He's never happy. But it's funny when he moves everything. He's got a little castle in there and he moves it. When it goes to a certain place, then he's happy. He never touches it.
Yeah.
So I just leave it there. I'm fed up fixing it. The missus helped me do his tank one night. She moved everything, put in nice places. Next morning, it was all just destroyed. She was upset.
For anybody that doesn't know, do you want to tell them? A little bit about? Cooper?
Yeah, Cooper is my. Just in case you're wondering, Cooper is my Diamondback Terrapin turtle.
And for anybody that visits Shad's stream, there is also a camera dedicated to this little bugger, and it is
Cooper Cam.
adorable. Cooper
Turtle
Cam,
TV.
soon to be Shelly Cam.
Oh yeah, no. We'll just turn it Turtle TV. That's what it is.
Yeah, Turtle TV. I like the idea of that anyway. Okay, let's keep going. What's the screen in your background showing, Shad?
Just YouTube, a YouTube splashy paint thing.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Apart from the menu that's came up that says loop, or there we go. It's away now.
Hey,
Yeah, just a
there we go.
12-hour loop of splashy paint.
Okay, cool. Cats or dogs?
I do like both, but I'm a very, very much a dog person.
Fair enough. I know you do have 2 dogs, is it? Is it 2 dogs? Yeah.
Two little whippets.
2 dogs. Hold on.
Diggity dogs.
Poodle Fakers asked me a question. I'm going to have to say this in my ASMR voice for you. Do you have a nice bottom?
Well, I'm going to Uno reverse it to him. And, well, not Uno reverse it, but he sent me a picture of his arse randomly one night. Just why not? I don't even know why.
Are we talking bear? What the fuck? What? Yo, I got a bear ass on my phone.
Do you know the thing is? I don't know because it's not. I wasn't exactly looking at it in that context. I kind of looked at it and went, don't know why you're sending me that. Swipe.
Swipe left.
Someone would say, wait, is left a good? I don't. What way is good?
I have no idea which way is good or bad. I just went with swipe left. I'm probably wrong.
I hear everyone always saying swipe right, so is that a good thing? So I swiped left.
Yeah.
Someone will chat, tell us.
Yeah, someone will chat might tell us. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. If you couldn't play sim games, what would you play?
Oh,
that might be our last question as well.
I'd probably have to just go back to GTA, like the crazy races and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've especially since getting a PC, I've always loved sim games, and especially last year, I kind of pigeonholed myself into the world of simulation.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably GTA Crazy Races.
GTA Crazy Races.
If it had to be one thing, mainly because I did that for like 2.5 years, nothing but. So I know I can do it.
Yeah.
But I could pick another game, but I couldn't do Warzone or something all the time, you know.
Okay, that's fair. Right. I'm going to wrap up in just a second, but super quick fire. What would you say is the most overrated but popular game?
COD.
Good shout. If you didn't stream, would you go back to doing something you knew? Or
yes, photography.
Photography. That's respectable. Who's your favorite mod that begins with W and ends in E?
W and ends with E. William Serenes. I don't know.
Well,
William,
else
no.
you tried. Else you tried. All right, my guy. Seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. That was a good time, man. Had a lot of good fun with that, and getting to know a lot more about your backstory, where you started, where it's taken you, and obviously knowing where you are now as well has been truly phenomenal. And obviously, I've been part of your partner journey in Kick, and I've loved every second of it. And I'm witnessing the YouTube partnership unfolding, and that's going amazing. So
yep,
it's really good, man. Like, genuinely.
Thank you very much.
Guys, can we just get a huge round of applause? Get your claps out, folks. Let's get a round of applause for Shad in chat, please. Drop it.
Of course, claps now mean something completely different in your chat.
Yeah, everyone is just Joe Hendry. Look at that shit, man. Yeah. Look at that guy go. Everybody loves it. Wait, who the fuck made the exclamation mark clap? I don't think I made that.
It's probably Marple. We'll play Marple.
Kes me. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. I've loved having Shad on. This has truly been amazing. Getting to know you just that little bit more, my guy. Got a lot of love and respect for your journey, and that's
cheers.
Good.
Thank you very much for having me on. It has been awesome. Although you now have a third place in your list leaderboard.
We
That's
do.
Fine.
We
I'm happy.
do.
Someone needs to beat someone. I take that for the team. I knew all the answers. I just got them wrong deliberately.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough. You're like, someone's got to be at the bottom. Might as well be me.
Yep.
Is that your favorite bottom?
It's not poodles.
Not poodles. Amazing. All right, let's see. So I often like do a raid out and stuff like that to kind of see what's going on. I know exactly who I'm going to go to as well. So, and guys, if you don't know, this is somebody who is currently pushing for verification quite heavily, and I think that she deserves a lot of love and respect from you guys. And I do believe everybody is going to have a vague idea of who we're talking about here. Who do you think it is, Shad? Do you want to say their name?
See if I get it wrong. Don't hate me.
Please get it wrong. Yeah, it's Let Loose. Folks, we're going to mute up now. We're going to leave you on the stream ending. Please hang around and go and spend some incredible time with Let Loose. Shower them with Joe Hendry memes. It's going to be hilarious. I love you all. Thank you all so much. Hazard Hounds Gaming, what a crazy comment to end on. Big love. I hope you had a great night, whatever that was. Anyway, let's just crack on. And let's just end stream. Let's go say hi to Let Loose. And Shad, quick, say goodbye or something.
Bye or something.
Oh, we love this. Oh, God, so good. Let's go say hi to Loose, folks. Stay amazing, stay positive.